Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective tarot for today. Today is Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, the Insta, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates. Leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you, as always. Who would not love that for you? Whatever does not fit, leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. Intuitive City Oracle, Rob Barthelman, intuitiveintention.com, or TikTok shop. And I was just scrolling on TikTok to see what I missed throughout the day, and that came up on the TikTok, like an advertisement for TikTok shop, but it was for the deck, so it's on there. I think it was 60, it said on there. I think it's like 70 on his website, maybe. Y'all have a good day. So, a bunch of us in our department nominated one of our supervisors. We have 2 supervisors. We nominated the one for Employee of the Month. Now, we technically did this 2 months ago. You have to have it in by a certain date to get it for that month. And then they don't really announce for that month until like almost the end of the next month. Well, we got it in too late. So it wasn't put in for that month. It was put in for the next month, which means it gets talked about, it gets brought up at the branch meeting like a month after that. So today we're at our morning meeting in the morning, and our supervisor, who we nominated, she's like, all of you that voted for me, you get lunch. You get your free lunch on Thursday. And I did not, because I'm never there for the meeting. For the meetings. The meetings are on Wednesday, and they very, very rarely change the date. So I miss them because I'm off on Wednesdays. Unless they ask me to come in or I volunteer to come in, like, I miss the meeting. And there's like 8 or 10 of us that are not there on Wednesday, so we miss it. Well, nobody told me that when they did the branch meeting that she was the only one nominated. Nobody there's 800 people that work out of our warehouse, including the drivers that drive to and from the hospitals and stuff, local hospitals. 800 people. And she was the only person nominated for Employee of the Month that month. Seriously? Anyway, like 20, 30 of us nominated her. We all get free lunch. I don't know if she technically won, because I don't know that she technically can. I don't know, but it used to be supervisors couldn't win. And when we were talking about this 2 months ago, I told one of my friends that, she's like, oh, we're going to all nominate her. And I said, I don't know if she can win. I said, but it would be cool to nominate her because they'll announce it. Like, even if she weren't to like win, they would announce it and say, hey, 20 people nominated so-and-so. So anyway, we get our free lunch on Thursday, but I wasn't understanding because nobody said anything about it. And I was like, do you mean for attendance? And she looks at me and she goes, no, for nominating me for Employee of the Month. And I looked at her and I'm like, that was like 2 months ago. And I guess I just figured because the branch meeting was, I don't know if it was last week or the week before. Nobody said anything. She never said anything. One on the table. So how was I supposed to know? Nobody told me. And I never would have even thought to ask because it just totally, it just left my mind for real. So, but it was funny because I was like, you mean attendance? Then she asks everybody what they want, and me and my friend were like, Donatis. It's a sandwich shop out of Lake Bluff, Illinois, about a half an hour away from us at work. And I don't know how much it costs, 10, $15 a person, but you get like half a sandwich on a focaccia, you get a bag of chips, and you get a chocolate chip cookie, and I think you get a pickle. They have the best sandwiches, and they do different things. Like I usually get the Italian, and they do like a turkey salad, like a chicken salad. They do like a Caesar. I think they do like just a ham and cheese. Like they do all kinds of stuff. And we're like, sandwich, sandwich. And the girls are like, oh, do you mean that place with the bag of chips and the cookies? And my friend is like, yeah, you know you want it. You know you want it. And 3 people are like, well, we want pizza. Now, granted, they don't do pizza that often, like pizza. And they probably wouldn't do it for this. They would probably get like their own little individual pizzas, which are fine. They're good. It's not that they're not good, but like, wouldn't you rather have like a nice fresh sandwich with some chips and a cookie, and you could buy a milk out of the market? We got 2 on the table. So, our supervisor, the one that won, the one that we nominated, she's like, well, I'll ask and see if they can do 2 different things. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I know some of the ladies in the office that are probably going to order the food, and I'm going to message them and be like, hey, if we're doing sandwiches, can I get a full boy? Because they usually only give you like half a sandwich. I want a whole sandwich. I want a whole sandwich, a whole focaccia. Like, give it to me. Give it to me. We got 4 on the table, 1 card in reverse. I know you've probably never seen someone so excited to get food in your whole life. Like when we get free food at work, like when we had the corned beef yesterday for St. Patty's Day, I thought people were going to lose their minds. I do think it was kind of sad, though. I don't think it got as big a turnout as like when we have Taco Day or whatever. Because and not I'm just saying, 800 people in our warehouse, probably, I would say probably a half to 2/3 of them are Mexican or Latino, and then white after that, some Asian, some black people, but definitely a high Mexican population there. Because and I'm not trying to be an asshole. This is just the way it is. Like when we do free lunches, a lot of the time it's tacos. It's tacos, and they're fucking amazing tacos. I like when we had the corned beef yesterday. I told one of the guys, I said I was kind of hoping for tacos. But yeah, I don't think they got as big a turnout yesterday as normal, because I don't know that they're into that kind of thing, you know. Because our department is right by the main break room. It's the biggest break room in the warehouse. There are 2 others, but they're like a quarter of the size. And usually when we have free food, free lunch, that place is packed. Everybody comes from all the other departments to eat in our break room. That's where the food is. There was hardly anybody in there. And I was down there for 2 breaks and a lunch. And I went down there once to fill up my water bottle with some ice and some water. There was hardly anybody in there. Like I said, I thought the chicken was the best part. I should have bought my own corned beef and made it at home. I was thinking about maybe doing it this coming weekend, but I don't know. We got 5 cards, 2 in reverse. The reverse is actually positive. I rambled on about that story for like 9 minutes. Why'd you let me do that? We got 6 on the table. Oh, okay. 7 on the table. We got 7 on the table, 2 cards in reverse, and we have 1 major. Let's do 2 more shuffles. Eight on the table. Pardon me. Nine on the table, 10 on the table with bottom of the deck. All right, y'all. Who is this? Hermit at the top of the deck. And some BS. All right. We've got the 4 of Wands. 3 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands. There's a lot of wands here. A lot of wands. We got 8 of Swords in reverse. 7 of Pentacles. I think didn't that come out yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. We got the Lovers. It's our only major for this read. We got the Knight of Swords. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. So I feel like there's like a little hair there or something. It's probably my nose hair. We got 8 of Cups. And then bottom of the deck is 9 of Cups. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It's a little electrolyte drink there. Yeah. So here's the thing. These first 5 cards with the reverse here. The 4 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, the 6 of Wands, the 8 of Swords in reverse. I don't know if this is someone... If this is someone getting into spirituality or getting into some type of religion, or if this is someone that's been in it, like, oh, I go to church, or I've been to church, or I believe in God, but I, don't like participate in anything. It's either someone getting into it or it's someone expanding upon it. Like for example, for me, like when I had what happened to me happen in 2022 and I started my healing journey at the beginning of 2023, and you guys know I spent like a year watching tarot online on YouTube and TikTok. I started on TikTok, and I just spent a year watching readers and, learning, and it really was just like coming back home because it's not anything that was ever new to me. Um, I had never been to a reader. I had never been to a psychic or anything like that. I've said before, like I have my own gifts. I never felt the need to do that. I have had friends that have done that. I'm pretty sure my mom and my aunt and my cousin, I think they all went to a reader once, or a psychic, maybe, probably a psychic. My cousins read tarot. I've told you guys before about the little palm reading book that I wish I had kept, but when the ex-husband and I split, I think I threw it in the box and gave it away. When I was a little kid, I went into a Hallmark and they had a little palm reading book, and I asked my mom if I could have it, and she bought it for me, and I used to like read it and look at it all the time, and I don't know, my mom always made me feel uncomfortable about that stuff, like I wasn't supposed to like have gifts. And I don't want to like, sorry, my ears, I don't know if it's my earring or what the hell. There's something on there. I don't know if it's because she had her own gifts and she was afraid of me having gifts, because I believe she has gifts. But it was almost like, oh no, like we don't talk about that, we don't do that, and it's like, why? Like, why? I just now at the ripe old age of 44, it's like, why do people try to instill in their children to be quiet? Don't say anything. Don't talk about it. I can't imagine doing that to my kid. I can't imagine like trying to make my kid feel like they can't talk to me. It's like as a society, all of a sudden when you become a parent, you don't want to deal with anything difficult. I don't know. But anyway, I've been surrounded by spirituality my whole life. And I was baptized Catholic as a baby, even though we never attended any churches or anything like that. I never really, and don't get me wrong, I love like I've said this before, I love like old cathedrals, old churches, but I've never really resonated with Catholicism. I always technically called myself a Christian. Now I kind of, well, probably for like the last 3 years, 4 years, I really haven't recognized myself as that. I really just recognize myself as someone that believes in God. And I think that's enough. I don't think, I talk about God all the time. I talk about my relationship with God. I talk about talking to God, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm not trying to put my beliefs onto you. You can believe in whatever you want. Believe in God, don't believe in God, whatever. That's everybody's prerogative, right? So I don't think it's that like if this were me, like I never didn't believe. If anything, when I got into tarot, it just kind of enhanced my love. for him. Because there are many times when I will watch a reader and I will get a message and I will know it's for me. And a million other people can say the same thing. You know, again, we're all humans living this experience. We all pretty much go through the same things. Not exactly, but for the most part, you know. So I'm sure that messages resonate with a lot of people. But I think I said this like last week or the week before. Like lately, I will watch readings and the reader will say something, and they'll say like a name or they'll say like something this, that, and the other, and I'm like, do you know that you're doing a reading for me? And not everything in the reading will resonate, but when they say certain things, it's like you're really tapped in. Like you really have a gift. You're really getting those messages, and it's comforting. It's comforting to have that come back, knowing that I love and support God and that he loves and supports me, if that makes sense. So either this person is getting into some type of spirituality or religion, or they're just like expanding on it. And I forgot to say this too. Like I told you guys before, like there was a long time. I mean, I've always believed in God, but there was a long time where I didn't really talk about it because I didn't want to put it out there because I didn't want to showcase my beliefs, if that makes sense. And I didn't want anybody to be able to use that against me. And I didn't really think it was anybody else's business for the longest time. Like I didn't really. And I think I told you that the ex best friend's mom bought me a Bible. She bought me, I think she spent like $60 on this Bible back then. We're talking like early 90s, I want to say, when she bought me that Bible. Um, and it was geared towards teenagers. And she bought it for me thinking that, like, oh, you don't believe in God? Well, I'm going to give you some God, And how do you tell because she was very much a believer. She was very religious and went to church every week, sometimes twice a week, volunteered to do things for the church. She was actually pretty famous in their church, my ex-best friend's mom, because she used to paint all the murals for the children's wings and stuff in the church. She used to do a lot for the church. But how do you tell somebody, that you look at as kind of like a Bible thumper, like the ultimate person that loves God? How do you look them in the eye and be like, well, of course I love God. I met them. They talked to me. I mean, how do you really tell anybody that, Anywho, so this person coming into spirituality, religion, or expanding upon it, um, with the Six of Wands, this is something they want. This is something that they feel is going to be good for them, positive. With the Eight of Swords in reverse, this is something that's going to liberate them. This is something that's going to set them free. And most people will say religions are cults, spirituality, it's a cult. Anytime you believe in God, that's a cult. I don't go to church. I don't tell you to go to church. I don't tell you to believe in God. I don't tell you to believe in this, that, and the other. I don't care if you do or not. I have the freedom, as we all do, I have the freedom to come on here and say my beliefs. And if you don't believe, then don't believe. If you want to make a comment, you can make a comment. If you don't want to make a comment, you don't have to make a comment. I don't look at me as being a cult. I just look at me as believing in God, loving God. And I've said this, when did I think did I talk about this yesterday or the day before? Letting go and let God, like finally just like, okay, like I'm putting my life into your hands. Here we go, like I'm going to do what I can down here, but the rest is on you, buddy. And I don't consider that cultish. Like there's nobody else in my relationship with God. It is me and God. That's it. I didn't start like, a friend group and say, hey, let's do a prayer group or let's do this or let's do that and the other. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't, to each their own. I don't personally believe in going to church. Church to me is a big business. Church to me is not at all today what it should be and what it used to be. That's just my opinion. So some people would say religion or spirituality binds you. It depends on how you look at it. It depends on how you use it. Spirituality and religion can be a tool. And really it's a tool for you. And again, I don't let anybody else in on my relationship with God. I have a one-on-one relationship with God. I don't go to church. I don't have a pastor. I don't have a minister. I don't have a priest. I don't talk to a nun. It's just me and God. I kind of sound like a cat out there. Again, like to me, you and don't get me wrong, there are situations out there with cults, religions that are cults. If you want to look at all religion as a cult, to each their own. To me, cult implies when you use something that, okay, I swear to God, I just saw something run by out there, is when you use something that should be a positive as a negative, and you twist it and you morph it into something else. Many people believe Scientology is a cult. I as well believe that's a cult. If you're a Scientologist, I'm sure you have your own beliefs. That's fine. But when you're on the outside and you're looking in on Scientology, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I can't say what this person's ideal idea of spirituality or religion is. But if this person believes that this religion or spirituality actually gives them freedom, then I'm going to assume that could only be a good thing. I don't think The Lovers is like a love situation. I think it's more like this person's relationship with God. Source, right? Whatever you want to call them. Because we got the Seven of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Eight of Cups is spiritual growth. So it's like this person going towards religion, going towards spirituality, getting involved, working through all those aspects of the religion or the spirituality, getting to know what they like, what they think that entails for themselves, taking the time with the Seven of Pentacles. And again, with the Lovers, it's a partnership. Like your relationship with God is a partnership. It should always be a one-on-one thing. If you want to go to church, you believe in church and you want to go to church, then you go to church. But church is not the only place you can pray. Church is not the only place you can talk to God. You don't have to talk to God through a minister or a priest. You can talk to God. I could talk to God right now. I talk to God when I'm on here all the time. You have a personal relationship with God. This person has a personal relationship with God. This is someone just taking it to the next level and getting more involved. Like I said, when, if you had talked to me 5-10 years ago, like I would have been like, yeah, I believe in God. And that's it. I would have just left it at that because it's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. If I talk to them, if I pray to them, if I feel like I have a deep connection, that's nobody's business. Now I talk about God all the time. And don't get me wrong, like, it's funny because I'll be talking to somebody and I'll be like, do you believe in God? And I feel like, okay, not the house behind me, but the house across the street. There's somebody on the roof. I can see them over this house's roof. I think that house was for sale too, right across the street there. I thought about going to look at it, but I think it was like 200 and something. It's probably a little bit out of my price range. I'm not gonna lie. Um, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I'll talk to people. I'll be like, "Do you believe in God?" But it's not because I want to be like, "Hey, here's how you can get to know God. Let me give you a pamphlet." No, it's just because I'm interested. Like I just want to know. Like I don't care if you do or you don't, but if you do, or even if you don't, like what are your thoughts on it? What are your feelings on it? Like I want to know. I want to learn. I want to learn anything and everything. You know. So I mean, I'm not afraid to talk about it now. I understand when people are like, and I'll back off because it's not my job to try and convince somebody to believe in God. They either do or they don't. They will or they won't. So I'm never one to be like, push my stuff onto other people. I mean, I say what I think and what I believe. I'm not afraid of that. Pardon me. And it's whatever this person believes, religion, spirituality, whatever it is, they're going towards God. They're developing that connection, strengthening that connection. And with the 9 of Cups, it brings fulfillment. It all, in my opinion, honestly, it just all depends on how you look at it. Like if you're open to religion, if you're open to spirituality, if you're not, you're not. Maybe one day you will be. Maybe you won't. I think when you, again, just my personal opinion, but I think when you open your heart and your mind to God, you open your heart and your mind to all the possibility out there. And when you manifest with an open heart and an open mind and a love for God, I feel like it's just that much stronger. That's just my opinion. Because I have manifested for many things. I typically manifest not just for things for me, but things for the world as a whole. And even my own manifestations, I mean, they just, how many times did I manifest to be abundant? I am abundant. I'm abundant all fucking day. I'm abundant. Like, did I even really need to manifest for it? I don't even know. Probably not. Because when you believe and you put that out into everything that you do, and it is a part of every part of you, you're only going to have good things come in. You're only going to be surrounded by good things. And I know, like, there's, negative people and horrible things happen out there in the world. Again, that just comes down to the fact that you can't control other people. You can't change people. People have to change themselves. People have to want to take control of themselves, But you can control you, and you can control your outlook. You can control what happens to you from the inside out. I hope some of that made sense. I don't know. Again, just my personal opinion. I think I'm gonna let it go there. This person seems pretty happy with their whatever they got going on there. um, I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you all have a good evening, good day, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.